Hi everyone, this is meowmurai. Let's check out Final Fantasy XIV Online, running on the PlayStation 5. Now, Final Fantasy Online games have been known to run on consoles. At this point in time, it's finally available for all consoles. On the Xbox, it's in beta, but it's going to be available soon. It's been available since like the PlayStation 3 days. You know, when you had an optional hard drive. Or I guess maybe that was PlayStation 2. Oh my god, it's been a long time. Anyway. Yeah, because I remember it was Xbox 360 and PlayStation 2, I guess. Well, so it's hard to believe. So I've never checked this out on consoles since the PlayStation 3 days. So let's see how it runs. And I am using a mouse and keyboard, although the mouse is behaving rather strangely. I swear it was working before. You kind of still have to keep your controller around for when the mouse just decides not to work. Okay, so it has been a long time since we have played. I mean, that's my highest level character, the Samurai 54. Let's go ahead and make a new character with this. The Rothgars and Vieras weren't available when I was playing. Obviously, like I said, it's been a long time. But we'll go with Mikot, mainly because I think I can have males in this one. Yeah, the Viera males are rather not very male-ish. Huh? Which is fine. I mean, if we're going to be doing DPS characters, I think it makes more sense to be the Makot. I think Veras are mostly magic users, right? Maybe it doesn't matter so much in this game. We'll be Seekers of the Sun. I'm interested in being just a little taller, but not too much. Got her tail shape. I think that's basically Vera's tail. We'll leave it like that. She didn't have a super long tail. Is my mouse working anymore? Okay, so the mouse does work. The wheel works. Arrow keys work? Yeah, okay. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, you just can't see the mouse cursor. Such a weird interface. I don't want to spend too long in this. Although you can, obviously. Yeah, I don't want the emo hair. Not today, my friend. I think that's fine. we're going to be looking behind this character most of the time. So, really not super useful. I think that's fine. Boy, these face paint options, they're never really quite what I would want. I mean, they offer, I mean, you know, it's nice to have Xenogears there, but I don't know if I'd want to see that throughout the entire game, you know? I think that one works. Okay. Okay, let's see. I think Astral is what we wanted. But not the last week of the month. So middle of the week, not the last week. Celestial bodies. Well, as I said, we're being a DPS, so Goddess of War. Goddess of Love. Rivers and Wisdom and Knowledge. Celestial Bodies. Watcher of the Seas. Mountains. God of Travelers and Vagrants. Architecture and Industry. God of Destruction, Guardian of Deity. Possibly Ralgar. Underworld God of Commerce. Dania. Let's go for Commerce, which I don't think I've ever done. And we will start off as Pugilists. But I want to start off in Ulta, because it makes absolutely no sense to do that. We go for that. Kind of wish I got a smaller keyboard. He's freaking huge. Alright, let's cause some trouble. Or not. Let's see, we're in 16. I'm actually surprised that these servers don't scale. Like, they should really be cloud-based servers, you know, containerized applications. Just generate new connections when needed. But, you know, what do I know? Yeah, it's nice to have this on PlayStation 5 because it's finally a console that can actually handle the engine. Like the PlayStation 2, 3, and 4 never quite handle the engine very well. They're playable, but there's always like a fair amount of sacrifice in the visuals and the run and how it ran. Trouble.
Hear, feel, think.
Gonna have trouble with that last one. I don't know how I turned into VV when I'm a pugilist. Alright, what's the game trying to tell me? We need more mages. Hey you. I don't like your boyfriend. The front direction buttons or shift and tab. I'm fine. That's fine. You all right, lad? You were moaning something fierce for a while there. Feeling the effects of the Aether, I reckon. You'll get used to it though, don't worry. You there, halt! My name's not Halt. You must be mistaken me. What's this all about? Alright, hold on a minute. I'm just an honest peddler, friend, so don't be too disappointed if you don't find nothing, eh? Mind your tongue, old man, lest I cut it out. Sir, look, Somnus. Honest peddler, was it? Since when do honest peddlers deal in prohibited herbs? You're in a lot of trouble, old man. You'll rot in a dungeon till the end of your days, unless you can afford the fine. Business as usual. Amalja, to arms, to arms! Yes, we all have 2 arms. Well, I mean, some of them have 4. Not these guys, though. 7 hells. Consider this a warning. Now go, all of you. Oop. Yeah, a quick trip to the other end of the the plains there. Ooh, that's kind of exciting. That kind of excitement ain't good for the heart. You be careful round them brass blades, lad. Bastards will have the shirt off your back if they fancy it. Like common bandits they are, only less honest. Thank the gods for sending some beastmen to the rescue, eh? Hey, seeing as we've got a long ride ahead, you mind keeping me company till we arrive? Them young'uns don't much care for conversation, see? Rent's the name, and Penland's betrayed. And judging by your unusual garments, I'd wager you're one of them new adventurers. I knew it. Going to wherever the wind blows, seeking fortune and glory. Now that's what I call living. So long as you can avoid dying, I mean. Ain't no secret that adventuring's a risky business, these days especially. What was it that first attracted you to it? Gain power, win glory, amass fortune. No, for the chicks it's not an option. Win glory. Glory, eh? Well, if you're willing to take on them tasks as other folk ain't, and adventurers such as yourselves can win fame what coin can't buy. When you arrive in town, you'll want to report to the Adventurers Guild. You can find out everything you need to know about the adventuring business then there. Just remember, though, there are more important things than fortune and glory, such as breathing. Ain't no profit in being dead, and that's a fact. By the by, is this your first trip to Uldar? We'll say yes. It is. Well then, let's let this journey itinerant tell you the ins and outs of your destination. I think he tells you anyway, rather you say yes or no. Uldar is ruled by the Sultana in name, but as most folks know, the Syndicate holds all the real power. Them and the monetarist cronies would be happy to get rid of Her Grace altogether, but that won't happen while she still commands the loyalty of the Royalists, and the Royalists are nothing if not loyal. These factions have long fought over power, throwing the weight of their wealth against each other, and they show no sign of stopping. Of course, the lizard men, that's the Amalja, couldn't care less about old Don politics. They have their own interests, see, and they ain't afraid to use force to serve them. They say war is a gift to peddlers. Need breed and profit, and though it shames me to say it, I'm inclined to agree. At long last. Behold Uldar, jewel of Thanalan, where folk turn sand into gold.
Deep in the sun-baked south, surrounded by the shifting sands of an endless desert, she rises, a solitary rose amidst the dust and rock, a symbol of defiance. Her name, Uldar. Even with the coming of the 7th Umbral Era, hope springs eternal for the mongers and merchants who vie for lost fortunes in this bustling oasis. As the twin faces of Nold Thal maintain their vigil over all that has been and shall be, the present proffers a brave soul. One whose arrival could mark the beginning of a new era of prosperity for the realm.
And here's where we part ways, lad. I'm off to the markets to deliver me wares. Then it's on to the high road for me. Yeah, I want you to have this. My way of thanks for putting up with me prattle. You never did tell me your name, though. Hey, but here's an idea. Become the sort of storied personage I can brag about having met, and I'll consider us square.
May the traders nurture our fortunes as they kindle the flames which burn within us all. For
So
by
caliber.
fire are we reborn.
Yeah, it's interesting to see this engine as it's progressed over the years. I mean, obviously this is not a native PlayStation 5 game, so it's not going to look like a native PlayStation 5 game. I mean, it barely looks like a native PlayStation 4 game. But it's all about the content in this game. And considering the competition, you know, competing MMOs, this is still pretty good looking. And, you know, it's the #1 played MMO across the world. Different regions in the world may have, you know, different favorites, but overall, this is the one. It's interesting to think how long World of Warcraft had a stranglehold on the market. Oi, Venturer, over here. Oi, me and you. Fresh off the carriage by any chance? Eh? How can I tell? Name's Wymond, and my business is knowing every buggers else. Now then, what if I was to offer you some valuable advice by way of welcome to our fair city? Free of charge, even. Just this once, like. Welcome to Ulda, the shining beacon of prosperity rising from the deserts of Thunderland. Please select the control scheme you wish to use. We'll use a mouse and keyboard, thank you. Follow the instructions to move your character and adjust the position of the camera. When you're ready to proceed, speak to Wymond. We will not open the browser now. It's weird you can't see your mouse cursor. I mean, there, it shows up for like a minute. It's acting like my mouse isn't active, but it is active. Okay, maybe there's some options somewhere we can use to turn that on. Otherwise, using a mouse without a mouse pointer is an interesting choice. So obviously we have some different settings for our quality of graphics. But I think the 4K upscaling works just fine. Dynamic resolution, still in beta, at least for the console here. And again, I think the defaults work pretty good. See, the mouse shows up, but it's not there. It's almost like you have to keep the controller around. Yeah, everything worked except for a mouse pointer. Boy, that is super weird. And a game like this is very hard to play without a mouse and keyboard. I mean, it's possible, and obviously there's... Don't be like that, friend. I promise I'll make it worth your while. Yeah, I swear these don't work. Active help windows can be disabled in the UI settings. I mean, the keyboard works. It knows that I have a mouse. It's just so weird that the mouse doesn't really work that well. Non-player characters, NPCs offering quests can be recognized by the exclamation marks above their heads. Right-click the mark to bring up the quest window. Right-click, huh? It can be rather difficult to do that without a mouse. Accepting quests. Once you've initiated a quest, a prompt will appear detailing its objectives and rewards. Click on the Accept button in the lower left to add the quest to your list of current duties. Description. To be recognized as an adventurer in the city-state of Ulda, you must register yourself with the Adventurers Guild. Again, you can't move your mouse, so I'm not really sure how you will work this on the PlayStation. It's like they didn't really even consider the mouse. "'Tis plain to anyone with eyes that you don't know your way around here. If I let you go wandering off to the nearest dark alley, you're certain to get mugged or worse, and I don't want that on my conscience. So, before you do anything else, you'll want to head over to the Quicksand and speak with Momode. She's the master of the Adventurers Guild and can set you on the right path." Just take those steps over yonder and pass through the double doors. You'll find her inside. And that's as much as you get for free. Good luck with the adventure and adventurer. You have begun a quest. Use the duty list to help you complete your task. Upon accepting a quest, the current objective will appear under the quest in the duty list on the right side of the screen. Maximum number of 5 quests can be displayed at once. I keep forgetting how weird this control scheme is. Clicking on the title will open the quest in your journal, allowing you to review objectives and rewards. I don't know. Not with this interface, it's not going to... Not being able to show the mouse? That's the weirdest decision in the world. Why would you do that? Maybe I just don't have the right kind of mouse. Complete a quest by right-clicking the NPC with checkmark displayed above his or her head. Completing the quest will earn you a variety of rewards, from items to guild experience.
Well, hello there. Who might you be? If you're looking to join the Adventurers Guild, you've come to the right place. Name's Mamudi, and I own this fine establishment, if it please you. I also manage the Adventurers Guild here in Uldar, so you might say that looking for green adventures like yourself is my vocation. And lucky for you that it is. Without someone like me to steer you right, you'd soon find yourself out in the middle of nowhere, caught up in business you don't understand. Like our conflict with the Malja, for example. They've been plaguing the Sultanate for nigh on forever now. Then there's the Gallian Empire. None can say for sure what they're plotting these days, only that they are. Aye, the people drink and make merry, but underneath it all there's worry and a lingering feeling of loss. Little wonder, it's scarce been 5 years since the Lesser Moon cracked open like a giant egg, releasing an abomination intent on turning the realm into an 8th hell. So much was lost in the blink of an eye. 'Twas like the end of the world had come at last. But then things began to get foggy. Everyone's got their own version of what happened next. Some of them 2 or 3. You'd think people would remember something like that, but the fact is, they don't. Nobody does. There is one thing the survivors agree on, though. The part played by a band of adventurers who laid down their lives for the realm that wasn't their own. They fought valiantly, and like so many others, they never returned. Deeds worth remembering, I'm sure you'll agree. It's just a shame our recollections of those brave heroes are as jumbled as those of the calamity itself. Whenever we try to call their faces to mind, it's like they're standing between us and the midday sun, permanently silhouetted. I'll bet that sounds poetic to you, doesn't it? Well, it's not. It's bloody infuriating. But even if we can't remember them, we'll not let them be forgotten, so we call them the Warriors of Light. And they'll forever stand as a shining example of what adventures can achieve. That's why I welcome new arrivals like yourself to our fair city. All I ask is that you lend a helping hand and try to leave Ulda in a better state than you found her. If you can promise that, I'd be happy to let you join the guild. Alright then, a promise is a promise now. I'm counting on your help to put the past behind us. We need people working and spending and bickering like the old days. And a happy, prosperous Uldar means more business with the quicksand, too. Any road, let's make this official. Go ahead and write your name in the register, neat as you can. Meowmurai Pernobi. Well, ain't that a charming name? Just rolls off the tongue, it does. Alright, Mr. Pernobi, on behalf of the Adventurers Guild, I officially... Please, sir, be merciful. 12 is my witness, I swear to you. I'll bring you your money. In the East it is said that even a merciful god might be driven to vengeance if thrice blasphemed. Be grateful you were given a 4th chance to offend. You too, attend to this scum. No, please, mercy. Well, ain't that a sorry sight? No, an uncommon one, if I'm honest. Don't worry, though. If you work hard, I doubt you'll end up like him. Just the same, if you ever need a bit of advice about one thing or another, pay me a visit. Just don't go bothering me every time you stub your bloody toe, alright? Of course, I do enjoy hearing tale of a gentleman's woes with the womenfolk from time to time. Any road, welcome to Uldar, meowmurai. Take a moment to catch your breath. I'll teach you a little bit about our fair city.
That's super weird. You can't see your mouse cursor. And that you can only control it like the touchpad of a controller. This concludes the introductory game tutorial. You have taken the first steps in adventure on the city of Ulda. Listen well to the wisdom of Momodi Modi. Then go forth and discover the incredible adventures that await you. Momodi, the proprietress of the Quicksand, wants you to perform 3 tasks that will help you learn the fundamentals of adventuring. Before you go charging off on to find your fortune, I've got basic tasks I'd like you to perform so as to help you get to know the place. First of all, I want you to visit Astrologian Plaza. To get there, head west from here till you reach Emerald Avenue. Then look to the north. You should see a giant floating crystal called an aetherite. If it weren't for aetherites, traveling around Eozer would be a damn sight more troublesome than it is. Of course, you still need to attune with them before you can use them, so be sure to do that with the one in the plaza. You ever attuned with an aetherite before, meowmurai? If not, just lay your hand on the thing and you'll see what I mean. Oh, hold on a minute.
Okay. When you've done that, you want to pay a visit to the Thermometers Guild over at the Ausian Ossuary. Assuming that Septa ain't just for show, you might consider training there. And finally, I want you to visit Sapphire Avenue Exchange over in the Steppes of Thal. Goods from all over Eorzea are beyond turn up there every day. You'll have no trouble finding armor, weapons, or anything else a fledgling adventurer like yourself might need. You might say that everything's for sale here in Ul'dah, as long as you've got the guild. Just make sure you don't pay more than you ought, meowmurai. There's plenty as won't scruple to swindle unsuspecting foreigners like yourself, especially if they think no one's looking out for their best interest. Which is why I'm giving you this letter. When you visit the exchange, find a gentleman named Saseriga and give it to him. He'll be happy to tell you about the markets once he's read it. In short then, visit the Aether Plaza, the Thermometers Guild, and the Sapphire Exchange. Simple. Oh, but before you go, a word of advice. While there are more than a few unsavory characters out there who will try to take advantage of you, there are also some with honest-to-goodness problems who you should consider offering a helping hand to. A lot of folk are lured to the city by the promise of wealth and power. That many of them fail to realize is that instead of chasing after the guild the moment they get here, they ought to be making friends. Let it be known that you're willing to give as much as you get, and opportunities will come your way. Speaking of which, you should speak with the smith over yonder. Those lads always have some good advice for up-and-coming adventurers. Otherwise, that's about it for me. That's past time you got going. Oh, and let me know when you finished, will you? That way I won't be spending my days worrying that you're down to your small claws without a guild to your name. Where's the mouse? There it is. See, a crescent moon icon will appear in the right of your experience bar whenever you enter a sanctuary. While in this special area, you will accrue a rested bonus. The bonus will continue to grow even after you're offline. The main menu grants quick and easy access to most of the game's main features. For example, selecting character under character opens a window containing your character's various attributes and currently equipped gear. Selecting journal under duty displays a list of current and completed quest objectives, quests and level quests. Pressing M on your keyboard turns selecting the minimap or selecting the map under travel from the main menu in the lower right hand corner of your screen will bring up the area map. If a quest objective is located in that area, it will be indicated with a special icon. Astral Fire and Umbral Ice are special status effects which allow thermometers to continuously deal devastating amounts of damage while still conserving their MP reserves. Important quests used to tell the story of Eorzea and her people are called main scenario quests. These tasks are easily distinguishable from the others by their unique icon. Quests using this icon indicate a task or series of tasks are tied to new quests or features that you have yet to unlock. And I really wish you could use your mouse with your actual mouse. This is the weirdest decision in the world not to be able to do this. Man, these controls don't make any sense to me.
Where's the display mouse pointer? I just want to see my mouse pointer at all times. Is that too much to ask? Apparently. Did I pick the wrong job class? I seem to... Yeah, wow, this interface is so weird without a mouse pointer. Like I said, I don't even know why you would do it this way. Greetings, I'm one of the smiths, stoker of fires and forger of fortunes. As a dedicated member of the Adventurers Guild, I have been entrusted with the task of providing assistance to new adventurers. Seeing that you recently taken up the adventurer's mantle, the possibilities stretching out before you must be positively daunting. Not having a mouse pointer is positively daunting. In the Adventurers Guild, we will see new adventurers as fledgling heroes. You are our champions of tomorrow, our nascent stars of limitless potential. My fellow smiths and I are here to provide you with guidance, but the guild also lists a cadre of veterans who will be happy to share with you their accumulated wisdom. You can recognize these helpful men and women by the title of Mentor. Mentors stand ready to advise you on any aspect of adventuring. They have hundreds of quests under their belts and will likely have a solution for whatever dilemma might be causing you trouble. A mentor may even offer to accompany you on your adventures. I highly recommend that you take advantage of a mentor's aid to enrich your experiences in Eorzea. Pray do not hesitate to ask me if you would like to know more. New adventure status has been applied for all players who have recently begun their adventures in Eorzea. Amongst Eorzea's thriving population, there are seasoned players known as mentors who have taken upon themselves to assist these new adventurers. When a new adventurer and a mentor form a party, they both receive a bonus to experience points earned. Upon invitation by a mentor, new adventurers also gain access to the Novice Network, an exclusive chat channel where they can consult with mentors and share their experiences with other beginning players. Let's see. What is a new adventurer? The Adventurers Guild will see new adventurers as fledgling heroes. They are our champions of tomorrow, our nascent stars of limitless potential. How does that work? Experience points. We have found that pairing a new adventurer with a mentor provides advantages for both. Fledgling heroes blossom swiftly under a veteran's guidance, and the act of teaching serves to reinforce a tested champion's fundamental skills. When a new adventurer or returner forms a party with a mentor, both will earn more experience points for an adventuring activities. This experience point applies until level 80. Activities that are awarded bonus experience includes defeating enemies, completing fates, and participating in instances, dungeons, etc. Okay. So why can't I move my mouse with my mouse? I just think that, again, it's just the weirdest decision. Enjoying life of the adventurer, people of Eorzea are beset by troubles, both mundane and deadly, but there are many who would welcome a helping hand from a stalwart hero. What should you yourself ever need help in your travels, do not forget to seek the advice of a mentor or other fellow adventurers. They are all once in your position. It's weird. It's like the buttons work, but they don't really function the way they're supposed to. Like I said, maybe I just have a bad mouse? I don't know. It works in the menus. Like if we go to PlayStation menus. Where is my mouse here? Okay, that might be a problem. Huh, okay. Well, that seems like a problem for me here. Hey, let me figure this out. It's like I'm playing on a PC or something. Okay, it's weird. I had a bad cord. Yeah, there you go. Now my mouse is there. Okay, so hilariously, it looks like I need a USB 2.0 extension cord and not a 3.0. So I say that's a very weird error on the place on Sony's part. Wow. Okay. So weird. Oh my goodness. Feels amazing not to have to use a controller. Yeah, changing controller is definitely yeah, it was a physical problem. I just had a bad mouse. You now have access to the Ethernet. Quick travel through the city can be achieved by simply placing your hand on the Ethernet shards. Tuning to the shard has granted you access to the city's city-state's Ethernet. The Ethernet can be used for quick intra-city travel. Okay. Let's do the thing. Ooh, boy, it's a weird movement. I guess they just assumed that people wouldn't use a mouse and keyboard for this game, or for just their console in general. It is kind of a pain because you can't use the two rear ports for your mouse and keyboard. Otherwise, the console goes crazy and it thinks that there's too many devices connected. So you have to use the keyboard or mouse in the front, and then you have to use the keyboard or mouse in the back, but not next to each other. So. Oh, are the offline characters messed up? Hail, adventurer! Might you have come at the behest of Miss Momori of the Quicksand? Excellent, which brings us to the matter of the attunement fee. That will be 100,000 gil, if you please, sir. Apologies, but I do so relish the opportunity to make that jest. The look on your face was absolutely priceless. Ah, but the fact that you were so easily deceived suggests to me that you are unfamiliar with the use of aetherites. Allow me to explain. These crystalline agglomerations tap into the ethereal energies, and are primarily used as a means to travel swiftly from one place to another. Perchance have you heard of return and teleport? Well, these transportation spells make direct use of aetherites and their connection to the flow of aether. Given that there is an aetherite in almost every corner of Eorzea, any adventurer with a mind to explore the realms will wish to seek out and attune himself to each and every one. But even if you have no intention of wandering beyond the Sultanate's borders, it would be prudent of you to attune yourself to any aetherites you encounter from now on. I pray you find that informative. Should you wish to learn more about aetherites and transportation magic, I should be happy to answer your questions. You tuned with the aetherite, you are now able to use the return spell. Oh my god, there's so much text. So much. The return spell can be used to instantly travel back to the aetherite set as your home point. Casting the spell does not require any MP and can be accessed by selecting return under travel from the main menu. And the sole limitation of the spell is that it can only be cast once every 15 minutes, which is fine. You know. Only one home point may be set at a time. To make an aetherite your new home, right-click on the crystal to bring up the aetherite menu. Okay, let's take a look at everybody here. I mean, I think the up-close detail is fine. What is it? Is it Halloween? Yeah, what the heck? I mean that looks pretty nice. I have to admit, that's a pretty nice costume. Yeah, I should probably turn off all the names. There's just a sea of text. Morty has given you 3 tasks. Oh yeah, that's right. How very helpful. Thank you. Usually, let's see, we'll leave that on there. I think it's part of the thing that might turn off people from playing an MMO. It's just, look at this. It's just screenshots of junk everywhere. Which you can turn off, on and off, I'm assuming. Let's see, what is run, or what's auto run? Like, who thought this thing was a good idea, to put this symbol here, like, right in front of the text? It's like, could you please not cover the text? Otherwise, I think the interface looks pretty good. But yeah, boy, seeing everybody else's names everywhere is kind of, I mean, it's important, don't get me wrong, but I think the only time I ever want to see somebody's name is if they're in my party. Not initials. I mean, that helps. Okay, it's what else is there? I thought there was so much stuff to adjust. Out, disable, no, I don't think I care about any of that. Care about any of that. It's funny, I thought I saw mouse trails at some point in time, and I turned it on, but now I'm kind of regretting it. I mean, it's not like 1989, you know, with like an old CRT monitor or like a really crappy LCD monitor. You know what? Some other time. My gosh. And you are? Oh, newly come adventurer. But of course. Yes, I am Cisaroga. What can I do for you? Ah, you would have me teach you the ways of the marketplace? Very wise. As for my fee... What? You expect me to do it for free? Surely you jest. My dear adventurer, when you ask an Oldon for a favor, you should at least try to make it worth his while. Judging by your garb, I rather doubt you could afford my services. But the fact that you offer nothing is laughable. Over, there we go. Ah, Mistress Momodi instructed you to seek me out, did she? Huh! Consider yourself fortunate to have such influential friends. I shall be brief, and you shall be attentive. You stand in the Sapphire Avenue Exchange, the busiest and most profitable marketplace in the Sultanate. Being advantageously situated in relation to the other city-states, Uldal's markets have ever served as both the literal and figurative centers of Eorzean commerce. All of the great overland trade routes lead to our city, and the majority of maritime trade between Villebrand and Aldernet passes through our ports. Because of this, countless companies and consortia have chosen Uldar as their base of operations. They see to it that this marketplace is awash with merchants and moneylenders day and night. Anything a man could ever desire can be purchased here, provided as he has sufficient funds. Surely there's something you seek, adventurer. A deadlier sword, perhaps, or a shinier trinket. Whatever it is you want, the exchange will have it. To the north, you'll find merchants peddling armor and accessories, curatives, and crafting materials. And to the south, you will find weapons, tools, and an assortment of other useful items for sale. Seek out a particular merchant or browse to your heart's content, but do try to remain aloof should you find something that piques your interest. Decisions made in the heat of the moment are usually unwise, especially where coin is concerned. That is all the complimentary aid you shall have from me, and far too much for my tastes. My regards to Momodi. Now, off with you. Oh, that's probably not the right voice to match that tiny little character, but you know. Oh yes, thank you for telling me how to hand over items. Maybe they should have done this a little bit before, huh? Okay, what am I doing? The Monitors Guild? Yeah, I definitely couldn't do mouse and keyboard for every game. I think it'd be a little rough for me. I do prefer the controller, but it's just this game is like you could play it for like maybe like 10 to 15 hours with the controller, but as soon as you start getting more than a couple actions, it just becomes really impossible to manage. Certainly, if you're in a party, I mean, nobody appreciates it if you're just fumbling around with every quick menu out there. Hello, Moogle. Ah, the Moogpendium will prove to be an invaluable resource during the Moogle Treasure Trove Kupo. Pore over its contents to find the best ways to get your hands on irregular tombstones, and then use that knowledge to fill your packs. And once the weight of the tombstones becomes too much to bear, bring them to me, and I'll give you all sorts of rare and remarkable items. Attain the Moogpendium. Would like to view the tutorial? No, please, I don't want to read anymore. I wish this game had more voice acting. This is the kind of game that will make you lose your voice. Jetrakuta, the merchant, is visibly perturbed and in need of some assistance. Well, I'm all about helping the perturbed people. Tell me, what brings you here, friend? Looking for a bit of work, perhaps? Some small job to add to the weight to that coin purse of yours? Well, your luck. The pugilists have just placed an order with me for several of the leather gloves and harnesses they use for sparring. But the traders are cruel, and for I find myself lacking the hides required, would that I had pelts for a few snapping shrews. What do you say, friend? Care to help a merchant down in his luck? Bring me 5 snapping shrew pelts, and I promise to make it worth your while. You can find creatures roaming central Thanalan. What do I have on my person? The elemental gauge. The elemental gauge indicates whether you are under the influence of astral fire after casting a fire spell, or umbral ice after casting a blizzard spell. While under the influence of astral fire, all fire spells will have increased potency but require more MP to cast. While under the influence of umbral ice, all ice spells will have reduced cost, and you will have a significant increase in MP recovery. Furthermore, when maintaining stacks of astral fire or umbral ice, a spell of the opposite element can be cast at no cost. You can view the job gauge description at any time from the actions and traits menu. I'll have to get a job as the pugilist. Okay, so I thought I start off as a thaumaturge. Thaumaturge? Okay. Yeah, it's interesting to start off like this as a black mage. I mean, I played Final Fantasy XI as a black mage, which was torture. Unless you happen to get in a mana burn party. But yeah, I can't imagine it being much easier to play this game as a black or white mage. Alright, Guildmaster. Ah, it is a fine day to be watching my pugilists at their training. Tell me about yourself. You mean to say you do not know Hammond Holyfist, the man who once ruled the Blood Sands? Mayhap it was before your time. I used to be a champion of the Colosseum, but these days I train young hopefuls as master of the pugilist skills. If you're interested in learning hand-to-hand combat, you're welcome to sign up. And if you are a scantily clad maiden, then you're especially welcome. Ha ha ha! What is a pugilist? A pugilist is an expert in hand-to-hand combat. Through rigorous training, he forges devastating weapons of his limbs. Having said that, fists and feet don't deal near as much damage as a blade. But what does it matter when you can land several blows for each swing of the sword? Aye, what a pugilist lacks in destructive force, he makes up for in speed and cunning. Rather than deal with the great damage with a single blow, he pummels his foe with lightning-fast combinations. If you become as good as yours truly, your combinations will be so swift and seamless, folk will be able to tell when one technique ends and another begins. Ha ha ha! Okay. You damn weirdo. Getha does not like the way you're looking at him, but he'll let it pass if you deliver a message. Yeah, sure, what do you want? Yeah, so you're looking at me. You got something to say, huh? No? Well, I do. You know, Didilata? Short, broke, and never pays what he owes? Well, that's bleeding horse, son. Tell him to pay up. Well, I swear by the 12s, I'll beat him so hard, it'll feel like the second coming of Dollarmond. If I see that little shite's face, I'll end up pounding him into a bloody pulp, like as not. So you go and tell him. Why don't you just go over there and tell him, hey, what the heck am I doing that for you? That makes no damn sense, my man. Ah, of course he's picking on, like, the little people. What is wrong with that man? Oh, gods be good. Get this goon. All right. I'll get back every gil I owe, I swear it. No more beatings, I beg you. Let's see, using items. Some items can be used, granting various effects such as instant HP restoration, attribute boost, and more, using an item as simple as selecting use from the item's subcommands. All items with recast timers cannot be used again until the timer has expired. Items you can use often can be set to your hotbar for easy access. My hotbar. Oop. Hello there. Let me touch you for an awkwardly long time.
Welcome to the Thaumaturgers Guild. It is fate that has guided your steps here this day, friend. I see that you harbor arcane ambitions, though your journey has scarcely begun. Within these hallowed halls, the arts of devastation are taught, primeval magics with which to bring about an enemy's ruin. If you join our ranks and wield such power, you must needs know of our beginnings. Oh my god, the way these sentences are made. The nation of Ul'dah inherited its traditions from ancient Beldaria, a city founded by the descendants of the first mages. The secrets of these illustrious sorcerers were ultimately entrusted to the priests of the Order of Naldal, who have passed them down from generation to generation ever since. Focused and refined over centuries for use in the Order's funeral rites, the arcane magics of our ancestors eventually emerged as the art we now know as thaumaturgy. A freezing blizzard to halt corruption, a raging fire to cleanse the corpse, a bolt of lightning to expel the sins of mortal life. The dwemas employed in the preparation of the dead are equally efficacious when applied to the living. It is for this reason that we are feared and respected in equal measure. Thus does our guild thrive, ensconced in the catacombs of Arzeniath Ossuary, a sanctuary devoted to Thal, divine arbiter of the afterlife. What say you then, adventurer? Would you plumb the abysmal depths of thaumaturgy? Let our learned sages guide your descent? But before you leap into the darkness, you must prove to our guildmasters that you are possessed of the spiritual fortitude necessary to look upon that which awaits therein. When you are ready to submit to the judgment of our most eminent mages, say the word.
Okay, what in the heck is auto run or auto walk? It is not what I think it is, obviously. It's R3 or mouse 3. Yeah, I don't know how I ended up picking a mage. I definitely don't plan on being a mage for the rest of this game. Man, that is work. I should really like the music in this game. I especially like Ul'dah. Ul'dah has some nice tunes.
How'd you tour the city, meowmurai? Get lost, did you? Ah, well, Ul'dah's a big place with lots to see and do, but wandering around aimlessly don't pay the bills. If you're serious about making a living here, you need to remember where things are. So when you go exploring, explore like you've got a purpose, eh? Alright then, all that's left for you to work hard, make money, and spend it here in the quicksand.
Well, I gotta say the sound balance is super weird. Some things are like incredibly loud. Isn't there a place I can check mail? I thought there was. I thought I had to talk to something specific to check mail. Like I just can't just check mail. I have to talk to somebody about checking my mail. Because, you know, that makes sense. I mean, actually, I guess it does in this world. Oh, I think Rip's Arena's on. Well, I'll have to put this game on pause then. But I will say my initial impressions are good. It's nice that it runs at such a good frame rate. Although we haven't gotten out into the wastelands here, or gone into the parties where maybe that won't be the case. Let's step outside a little bit. Battle. Right-click on a target to switch to active mode and ready auto attack. Approach and face the target to start the battle. 2 rotating arrows will appear over the target you are currently attacking. Various actions such as spells and weapon skills can be performed by clicking the icons located in the hotbar on the bottom of your screen. These actions can also be initiated using a shortcut key as indicated in the upper left-hand corner of each icon. Most actions require magic points to execute. In addition to having recast times of various lengths, detailed information on an action can be viewed by mousing over its icon. Disciples of Magic and Disciples of War, who specialize in ranged attacks, such as archers, are best suited fighting their targets from a distance. The range and radius of an action can also be performed in the help window. Chiefs. Congratulations, you have just received your first Chief. Achievements are earned by reaching certain milestones during your adventures in Eorzea. And there are achievements for just about everything, from leveling classes and uncovering locations to defeating enemies and earning gil. There are also rewards granted upon attaining certain achievements. Some of these include rare weapons, armor, and others include titles, which can be added to the display name showcasing your greatness. Yes, my greatness. I'll put it on my Tinder profile too, just to impress the ladies. I'm finding shrews in Central. I don't know what the hell this is. Since the armor system in Final Fantasy XIV allows you to change your class or job by simply changing the weapon or tool in your main hand, it is recommended that you always have several sets of gear on hand. However, gear can take up a tremendous amount of space in one's inventory, which is why all adventurers carry an armory chest. All gear purchased, crafted, or found is automatically stored in this chest, leaving your inventory free to fill with other items such as potions, crafting materials, and food. Gear and your armory chest is categorized and sorted by type and can be equipped and discarded directly from the chest interface. The armory chest can be accessed at any time by selecting character from the main menu, followed by armory chest and pressing Control and I control. Experience points. In the event of multiple solo players attacking the same target, the player who attacked the first will always receive 100% of the experience points and items dropped. The player who followed will be rewarded based on their contribution to the battle. If you do see fellow players in need of a hand, don't hesitate to lend yours. Binding items and items. Any item you have equipped is now bound to you and can no longer be traded or put up for sale in the markets. Most items can be sold and traded freely before they are used in battle, crafting, or gathering. This is true regardless of whether or not they have been equipped. However, performing one of these 3 actions after equipping a new piece of gear will bind the item to you, preventing future trade or sale to other players. NPC shops will still purchase bound items. Did I go to the wrong place? I think I did. Yeah, that's Eastern. I thought I went to Central. Did I not go to Central? Okay, I did. I just didn't run into snapping shrews. I guess I didn't go deep enough into the area. Well, the default text is rather large, but it does make sense for a TV display to have it be much larger. People tend to typically sit farther away from their TVs. I mean, I do too. I don't sit the recommended distance from my TV because it's way too goddamn close. I would go blind if I sat as close to the TV as home video enthusiasts suggested. I think they suggested that on like an 83-inch TV, you sit like 6 feet away, which is ridiculous. You will go blind. And quite quickly. Alright, why don't we stop it there? This is meowmurai, and you've been watching a Final Fantasy XIV Online running on the PlayStation 5. I will say, outside of my weird problem with my cable and my mouse, things do run pretty well, and I think the graphics obviously are last gen, maybe 2 generations ago, but the newer areas, I guess, are going to look a lot better. I can already tell that it's a nice, stable experience. So if you're joining for the first time and you're interested in playing, I think it's a good way to get into it. Again, you don't need a mouse and keyboard. You can certainly play with a controller, and I think you can get away with it for quite a while. You know, depending on what character class you're playing. But ultimately, I think it's probably helpful to get used to the mouse and keyboard right away. You'll thank yourself later, rather than having to fidget with your controller, just because there's just so much going on with this game. I think I might redo this character. I think I made some mistakes here, because it has been a long time since we played. I mean, that was like 2 expansions ago I played this game. But at any rate, yeah, I think we'll play more. I'll spend more time playing and dedicating a little bit of time. Obviously, this is not going to be a super comprehensive look at the game, but I will be playing more often than not as the days go on ahead. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.